Okay, we want to welcome you. I don't know where you just we want to say that for those who are listening and those who are listening to podcast live today, the hour on Friday, that is community engagement. We want to say that let's talk about it. It's going to be tonight, and let's talk about it. It's going to be a little bit talk on the show community engagement, but it's more or less involvement of community those of us who are patronized and those of us who support this program, who actually have these situations in our communities. If you look there in some of the things we're doing, if you look right there, you understand that probably we talk about responsibilities of the young people and rights. Why it is true that it meant the right, they also know the responsibility. We're going to be talking cross sections, so different things people will call. You can call us up. Number is on the screen. Just look on the screen and you see the number with the WhatsApp number. You can call, and then you can also call on Facebook. Okay, and this is about 2 hours show. It's going to be, let's talk about it. It could be domestic violence. It's an educative program, and we're going to be bringing you these activities. I will be bringing speakers in, like thinking and some of the guys who will be out because in Liberia we're going to be somewhere around 11 o'clock at that time. So 11 or 12 o'clock, and so but however, the whole show actually is about our discussion last year when we were crossing into 2023. We said it's going to be the different year, and it's a time to bring the message you an opportunity to listen to this the show on Friday, because usually people are busy on Friday 12 o'clock. So on Saturday at 7 it's going to be replayed, but it's going to be resized and of children education as we discuss it in our community. So looking at domestic violence, it affects the child education and different things, that we're going to be discussing. So don't miss it. 7 o'clock tonight, time Eastern time. Those of us on this other side, probably our interest too. 2 hours we're going to be on, and music will be playing. We might invite some artists or people who are making impact in society. We might have show one of these Saturdays tonight. I don't know yet who is going to be coming up, but actually there's a need, and we think that people who we see necessary for some information that they need in order to help their community. Problem maybe you don't understand what's going on. What are some of the indicators of trafficking? Why trafficking, actually are in the community, or what makes us, actually a vulnerable person to trafficking. What makes us to be people who are trafficking? Vulnerable means you are open to trafficking, and enemy just come and traffic you because of the economic constraint. So yes, prayer. I'm a pastor that believes we saw, may have source of peace, all of great prayer warriors and gospel actors and people who believe in God so much. There was energy campaign against domestic violence and all these different things that we're seeing right in the middle of what we're saying. You can be praying right in the church. You come back in the community, you come home and your husband is beating on you, or probably you might be doing different things. And why it is true that people see you in the other side. What are some of the things that we think as dwellers or rights, or let's say right holders? What are the things we hold our government accountable for? Look back in Liberia, go back to our big brother Nigeria. Not there for Liberians, it's for the stuff. But our priority, because we come from Liberia, we talk more about it because we know what happens. I also know part of Nigeria because I stayed there for 4 years. They are very nice people. We have some good people, and we have some bad people. But look at the picture where what is going on right now. You see the protest, and you see the masses of out on the street that are demanding rights, and then they have to look at their responsibility the way they act. But it is a very crucial situation there. You need to also hold it in prayer. Continue to have some time in the Lord presenting Nigeria, Haiti, and other countries. Okay, so this whole thing about the community engagement, we have people calling from whatever place, and to let the voice being heard. If you look on the screen, you see the number to call there, and we're gonna be able to answer you, and we're gonna be talking. We can bring you on stage if you are a guest. We can invite you to come and give your input, and that's what we're going to be doing as we discuss throughout this year. Okay, that is the EV show. We have the Bible study that is on Zoom. The Bible study is coming up on Tuesday. Okay, it's coming up on Tuesday. I want for you to be part of it. Those of us who want to be part, I'm going to send a link up there. It's going to be in our Faith Evangelistic Full Gospel Ministries. It's going to be in the chat, and I'm going to send it out to others who want to be part of the Bible studies, because we are growing for this level. Tuesday is going to be most of our activities, and we want to invite you. Let's study together. Let's make use of what we're going to be talking from the book of Corinthians, the book of Corinthians, which is very interesting. What are the lesson learned? Why Paul wrote that letter, and the rest of it. So I want to say to you, look, those of us who can listen to our talk show or who have no time, Saturday night is going to be a good time for you, and we are looking at. You see, we are finding a way to get to the people, when, how, and where. Okay, and so we found that in the day we can stay talk to them. In the afternoon we can stay talk to them. But I think the best time to also get to some of the people would be at night, especially in the West and other places. So please don't forget, join us and talk about issues. It's very crucial, and we all, no doubt, God is faithful. The Bible talk about those of us who are faithful, those of us who believe in God, and those of us who hold the truth in our hands and believe so much that we cannot just relinquish. Now, you can preach the gospel, you can preach, or you can read the Quran, you can do everything you can. Two things happens in our community. Before I close, things happen in that community, or in those community of believers, whatever church you belong to, Catholic, Baptist, Episcopalians, whatever church you come from. It's a community. Something happened in those places that, well, it's hard to talk about. Now, we look on Facebook, we see a lot of different stuff going on. Now, how our community can be free, how our children who carry phone, who are vulnerable. The technology right now, we say is have a positive and a negative. It's positive, it's very good, because with all this technology, a lot of things will not happen. It is this technology that giving government all around the world hard time. And so for our government and those of us who are duty bearers, you don't have to feel the difference. Oh, our government is facing too much stress. Sometimes our president will say that, but it is because the difference between the 10 years ago or 20 years ago and right now is that every community, every area you go to, you have somebody with smartphone, with iPhone. They are all on the street, and something is happening. We know the Florida case. It was a little girl. It was a girl that famous, but had it not been so. So technology is good. So what happening is that is actually affecting positively and also negatively. But it is good for us as we use it, as government get to get more mature and understand that it's very difficult to do something now and think that maybe the people will just lay back. And that's what happening in the world. Look back in Nigeria. So let us not say, oh, the hitmen, maybe the government, the past government will not have this stress because technology is advancing too much. So you got to be careful. And that's why we're here. We're coming to educate the people about their rights, but they must know their rights. You must hold your government accountable. You must hold your community dweller leaders accountable, your church leaders, whatever thing you are doing, in order for me also make a change. We talk about this morning. We say, well, the body is the whole thing. The hand cannot say, I'm not part of the body. The foot cannot say, get it from me, or the body cannot say, well, I want to walk, and then the foot say no. So it's him. So as we do this, we want us to participate. Look, this is about the kingdom. This is about when God said in the very beginning, in Genesis chapter 2, verse 4, he said right there was no man to till the grounds. So he said he will make man to manage to till the ground. So in other words, how are we managing the thing that God gave us? Are we managing it by giving arm to people all over the place to come and kill ourselves? No. These are things that we're going to be discussing about. Community dwellers, with the youths, and other people. Let's talk about it. Join us tonight. Okay, those who will be free, who will be out, you can bury you. But if you be out by 7 o'clock, you can join us. We'll have guests. I'll be bringing guests in to talk about the show. We are on YouTube and we are on Facebook simultaneously. Come, let us discuss this thing. Let's begin to. We're talking about community problem, and how can we not solve it totally, but how can we try in our own way to begin to promote the rights of people, to begin to expose the ills in society, and make sure that we can do the best we can before we leave this earth. God gave it. If you don't have a mandate, I have a mandate, and I have an assignment. I will fulfill my assignment. Before I leave this earth, I'm going to fulfill my assignment. And so I call on you, let's make a difference and change the world to make the world a better place. Thank you. Tomorrow, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us and let's talk about it. Thank you.